You lie to yourself. And here is how I know your secret. We all tell ourselves stories about why we stay where we are in life. I'm not ready yet. It's not the right time. I'll start when I have more money, more energy, more knowledge. But let's be honest. Those aren't reasons. They're excuses. They're the walls you've built to protect yourself from the truth. The truth of that you're afraid. We are afraid. Afraid to leave behind the parts of life that make you feel safe, even if they're the same parts that are suffocating you. But what if the feelings of suffocation wasn't the enemy? What if it wasn't a sign you're stuck, but rather a sign you're growing? You know, like when a child outgrows a pair of shoes, they pinch and they hurt. But it's only because they're ready for something that fits better. And that's the same. I don't know if you can remember back to when you were a child. When you did outgrow a piece of clothing and it started to hurt, it wasn't as comfortable, things didn't fit as well. And that's only because you're ready. You're ready for something that fits you better. See, for a moment, picture this. You're standing at a crossroads. To the left is a path you know well. It's safe, predictable, and paved with all the choices you've already made. And to your right, it's unmarked. The ground is uneven, and the path twists out of sight. Not sure where it goes. But here's what you do know. That every time you look at the familiar path, something inside you pulls back. Not because it's wrong, not because you've already walked it. Every step forward feels more of the same. The unmarked path, though, it's quiet. It's calling to something more within you. And the only question that matters is, what if the answers you've been searching for are waiting you just a few steps that way? You think you're playing it safe, don't you? But let's be real. Your safe isn't safe at all. It's a slow suffocation, a life of just enough that leaves you wondering where the time went with your life. Every excuse you make, every moment you delay, it's a brick in the wall you're building around yourself. The truth is, there's no perfect moment coming. There's no future you who suddenly has it all figured out, understands everything that's going on. There's only now. And the longer you wait, the more you'll wish you began to start this journey sooner. See, think back to a time when you made a small change. So small, it almost felt insignificant. Maybe you started walking for like 10 minutes, or chose to drink water instead of coffee or soda. Maybe you decided to say yes to something you would usually ignore. Maybe somebody asked you to do something and you agreed to doing it. And now follow that moment forward. What happened? How did that one tiny shift ripple out into something bigger? For me, this happened a couple years ago when I met my now girlfriend. And I was home just minding my own business, and a friend of mine wanted me to go out with him to a seminar. And I was reluctant, didn't necessarily want to go. I didn't really want to go through that quote unquote trouble and actually go to that seminar. I didn't want to go outside of the comfort zone and allow myself to basically put myself out there. But I haven't seen that friend in a long time, and I agreed to go. And I met my girlfriend, who's been a part of me now for 2 years. And I'm really happy with her, and I met her at that seminar. I met her at that exact seminar, which I didn't think anything of it at that time. See, the thing is, the ripples don't stop. They're still moving, touching parts of your life you can't even see yet. And right now, you're holding another small moment, another choice in your hands. Makes you wonder, what kind of ripple might you be able to create today? So let's take this from ideas into action. Grab a piece of paper or open up a blank document, or even just imagine that you're going to do this. Write down one thing you've been holding back on, just one. It could be a project, a decision, a conversation, something that's been sitting in the corner of your mind, waiting for you to deal with it. Next, under that, write one thing you'd need to feel comfortable moving forward. Is it support? Perhaps a plan, a specific tool, maybe a resource that you need to step into. Now, commit to finding that one thing today. Spend 5 minutes, just 5, taking one action to bring it closer to reality. You'll be amazed at how quickly momentum can build when you simply start. So here's the thing. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't have to know exactly how it's all going to work out. You just have to put one foot in front of the other. Because every time you take a step, no matter how small, there's a signal that gets sent to yourself and to life that you're making progress. You're ready. Ready to grow. Ready to expand. Ready to step into the person you've always known you could be. Perhaps it's the person that you truly actually are. And here's the best part. Life always meets you where you're willing to show up. So show up. Not perfectly, not completely fearlessly. Just show up and trust that you're stronger than the stories you've been telling yourself.